Don't forget about watching us when you're on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. I'm loving all of you on the C Spire text line who are giving me opportunities to come and use your skid steer or your heavy machinery, or telling us that you have been driving big rigs for decades now. I'm like, your jobs are cool, so keep at it, and thank you for chiming in. But maybe you're more into the art side. Not that you can't do heavy machinery and also be an artist. There's room for all of that. The Mississippi Museum of Art, they are announcing a call for artists for their 2025 Mississippi Invitational Exhibit. And joining us is Miss Kaegan. She is the Associate Curator of at Mississippi Museum of Art. So welcome, Kaegan.
Hi there. Thanks for having me.
It is good to have you, girl, and it's good that we have these opportunities for our Mississippi artists. And am I correct? You can work heavy machinery and be a good artist all at the same time. That you don't have to be one or the other.
You don't I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
We were just having fun talking about working heavy machinery or driving a big rig, and then me just saying that they could also be artists. It's not art is not limited to what your profession is.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, anybody who kind of makes art that can be understood within a visual art realm or environment is welcome to apply.
So let's talk about this, the 2025 Mississippi Invitational. Is this something that happens every year?
It happens every other year, and it has been almost entirely consistent since 1997. So it's a long-standing program, and it's a great opportunity for artists who make work in Mississippi. So anybody who is based in the state of Mississippi is eligible to apply. There is an open call, like you mentioned. So artists can apply online through September 13th. And then we have a great guest curator who will review the applications. And the exhibition takes place in summer of 2025, July. So we're looking forward to that opportunity. But I can answer any questions you have or elaborate any of that seems relevant.
Yeah. So when you mentioned like visual artists, is that, well, I know what visual, you can see it, but give us sort of examples of what kind of art you guys are looking for.
Sure. Well, I know the last iteration of the Invitational included artists who were doing kind of site-specific kind of murals and things like that in their communities who translated those projects to something that could be shown in a gallery setting. And then there are people who are photographers, documentary photographers, people who work in modes, working for major news outlets but might have their own project. We had that kind of art represented. I think there were some printmakers and painters. So people that have more traditional art skills are obviously welcome to apply as well, but we'd like to kind of take a broad approach to the idea of visual art. So the curator that's working with us is a cultural historian and a sort of public scholar who recently took a job at the Michael C. Carlos Museum at Emory University in Atlanta. He's the curator of the arts of Africa and the African diaspora there. But he has a really strong personal tie to Mississippi. He has a background that, his name is T.K. Smith, by the way, in case I didn't mention it. He has a background that encompasses projects on the East Coast and in the Southeast and in the Midwest. But like I said, he recently relocated from Pennsylvania to Atlanta and has a bunch of family in Mississippi, is really excited to be doing this project. And the exhibition offers artists who are working here maybe, sort of far away from bigger art networks and communities to show their work. There's a published catalog with the exhibition, so that's an outlet and an opportunity for artists to get their work distributed and seen outside of Mississippi as well.
And two, I see where they may be eligible if they're selected for it to apply for a pretty hefty grant. So there's awards to it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. So there's an additional layer of opportunity for Mississippi artists beyond just sort of getting some exposure and some interaction with a well-seasoned curator who can potentially connect them with other opportunities. One artist who is selected among those included in the exhibition. So, there's a first review of the applications and studio visits that take place this fall, conversations with the artists. The curator will then make a final selection of artists that are included in the exhibition next summer. Among those, one artist is chosen to receive a $20,000 fellowship that comes from the Jane Crater Hyatt Foundation. So they are actually responsible for sponsoring this exhibition as well. And that $20,000 is mostly unrestricted for just sort of activities that will develop the artist's practice. It's an opportunity for them to spend their time working on their art practice. And at the culmination of that, one work that they have created during that period will be included in the Mississippi Museum of Art's permanent collection. So they get that kind of opportunity, too, to be part of a public collection at an art museum here in Jackson.
Well, I love it that the eligibility is limited to Mississippi residents. So, this is a great opportunity for us to take advantage of that if you're in that field. And so, folks, you should if you're not the artist in your family or in your friend circle, then let your friends know about this opportunity. And if they want to get more information or make a submission, how do they do that?
Yes, artists can look at our website. It's msmuseumart.org, and there's a link for the invitational under the Art and Artist tab. Everything is outlined there, and then there's also an email that they can contact if they have further questions.
The Mississippi Museum of Art is one of those wonderful museums that I feel like not enough Mississippians visit, right? Sometimes we either forget about it or just take it for granted that it's right here under our nose. But what do y'all have out right now? We're looking to fall break, maybe when it's a little cooler. We can come and enjoy your beautiful walkway that you have outside and sit and eat. But what y'all got going on the inside that folks should come out and see?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, in addition to our grounds, which includes a really beautiful garden space that is open to the public, we always have the permanent collection of work that is mostly regionally specific, a lot of Mississippi artists. There's an exhibition called New Symphony of Time that is always open for free to the public. And then we have rotating temporary exhibitions, and those are ticketed, although we do have certain nights where there is free access. So reference our website for more information on that. Right now, the exhibition that's up is a project by a Nashville-based painter called Noah Satterstrom. He has a family in Natchez, and he became interested in a family story that had kind of become obscure, which is the story of what happened to his great-grandfather, who was an optometrist in Mississippi and Louisiana in the early 20th century. And it turns out that through archival research and sort of informal information gathering outside of his family, that his ancestor, Dr. Smith, had actually been institutionalized or hospitalized at what is now known as the Old Asylum in Jackson. And so it's a really interesting story, family history, that the artist sort of uncovered and processed through his painting practice. So he made this really incredible, like mural-sized, panoramic painting, and the painting is made up of smaller canvases that often have a kind of relationship to these archival photographs, family photographs, news stories, things like that he came up with during his research, and they're all kind of woven into a narrative of Dr. Smith's life. And so that is up here at the museum and available for view until September 29th. And then later on this fall, we have an excellent exhibition based on quilts made by African-American women in the South, particularly Mississippi. And this exhibition is based on a large gift of quilts from the Kohler Foundation that made our museum one of the biggest repositories of Southern quilts in the region. and in the country. So that exhibition is called Of Salt and Spirit, and it goes on view November 16th. So I hope that we'll have some of you all come and visit us for that.
Absolutely. All good things. Where can they go and keep up with all things that are happening at the Mississippi Museum of Art, Kaegan?
Yeah, so our website, like I said, is msmuseumart.org, and through there you can find links to our various social media pages, which are updated regularly, and that's the best way to kind of keep track of what we're doing here.
Well, I appreciate your time, girl. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All righty, you guys stick with us. We got more for you.